had all this administrative support, and it allowed me to sell 100 homes a year with a ton of freedom. They dialed in listing process, very like white glove feel. We do home prep services. Our listing partner coordinates all of that. I had this ego about me. I saw this girl who was doing transaction processing, and I was like, third-party company. I would never hire a third-party company.
Welcome to another episode of the Reside Podcast. This is Suneet Agarwal coming to you from Sacramento. I'm joined today with a business partner and all-around great guy, Preston Guyton. Preston, what is happening?
What's up, man? How are you? Excited to be here and excited for Brittney to be on here as well.
Yes, we have an amazing, awesome guest, a great business person, and an awesome just person and friend, Brittney Pino. Brittney, what's cracking?
What's happening, guys? Thanks so much for having me today.
So Brittney Pino and Associates in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, right? Give everybody who doesn't know you the little real estate story.
The real estate story. So I started this business super young when I was 20. I've been in it now for 20 years. I ran a top team at RE/MAX for 14 years. And in 2020, during the pandemic, I opened my own firm, and I owned a boutique real estate brokerage. As a solo agent for a while, I was selling 100 homes a year, single mom, focused on health and wellness, traveling a ton. And in the last couple of years, I've decided to grow this brokerage. So now we have 10 agents and a handful of admin who are also licensed. They don't sell, but they're in supporting roles. And we've really built something super special here. We've got a unique, I guess, model, if you will, in the way that we run our business and support our agents. And in September, we're looking at possibly having our best month ever, and actually in the history of my career. So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, we got to come back to that, but let's just unpack that a little bit, because to me, you started the whole little thing there. Or one of the big moments for me was you decided to start hiring and growing. Like, yes. What? Is that new? Is that new, Preston? Right?
Yeah, hiring and growing is definitely new. Right.
Yeah. So tell the listeners about that, because I think a lot of people feel that way that you did. And I know, because you're my friend, that, I don't want to maybe babysit, or I don't want to have to do XYZ. A lot of things that maybe people have experienced or heard other people experience. Share what happened there, because I'm super curious. So
really it came down to a point of need more than anything. Just like in 2009, when I was just solo agent, operated a franchise on my own, I had gotten so busy that I couldn't do it all anymore by myself. So I hired my first assistant, right? The next year, my business is up 30% because I had that help. Fast forward 2011, I'm like, oh God, me and the assistant, we're too busy. Like, my assistant needs an assistant, or I need a buyer's agent. And so by natural progression and a need, because that was just that much business coming in, I hired a buyer's agent and continued along that path. And so fast forward 2020, I opened my brokerage really with the idea that it would be just me as the selling person and having all of my administrative support, very client-centric type process where everybody's in a supporting role to support the client, but I would essentially just be the only one selling and just broker my own transactions with no intent to really bring on agents. was not in my forefront. But just like before, our business with branding and marketing, online positioning, and everything that we've done to this point, way more than I can handle. And so I knew, it was like, okay, I'm either going to have to turn people away and I'm losing money, or I can plug key people in place and partner with the right agents who will probably represent my brand as I have, and plug them in and grow. And so it has been very slow growth. It's not the recruit, just go in and just bring in. It's not the bodies game, that a lot of them play it, which works really well for people. But for me, in juggling my life, as busy as it is, it's that what you said, like, oh God, it's overwhelming to think trying to train and retain and recruit a whole bunch of people at once. And so it's just been plug in the right person, plug in the right person, and plug in the right person. And each one helps gain momentum and it attracts more, and we can be selective. I'm kind of one of those where I do interview agents and I don't hire them all. They're not all the right fit for me. So yeah, that's
Well, yeah, I mean, that's your model, and all props to you in the world. It also has your damn name on the front.
Yeah.
Right? It's Brittney Pino and Associates. Like, I wouldn't mind, and I'm sure Preston feels the same way if people didn't know our association with our brokerage sometime. Like I'm not Mr. Big Block. I have a lot of agents, right? So, right? So I think that's good. I want everybody listening and watching to go back and find another episode of Brittney that she's done in the past where she talks about how she did all the solo stuff, because it's the way to operate. Like, honestly, like, you were doing great, right? You had, you were very successful by every perception of the phrase, right? Like, you were successful and your real estate career was thriving. So listen to that, because the way that you built it was inspiring to me, right? But this growth, and I knew that you were admin heavy. So talk about like talk about how you set up the agents to succeed when they join you.
So really all of it, the way that it has grown is just, I don't want to say by accident, but it wasn't something that I had a starting point and said, okay, I'm going to build this thing and to look like this, right? So I had my business that we just kind of touched on that had all this administrative support, and it allowed me to sell 100 homes a year with a ton of freedom and allowing me to provide exceptional service and the highest level of marketing and everything. And so when I brought on agents, I essentially plugged them in to another spot where they are having that same support around them. So they're basically plugging into a seat just like I had, so that they are freed up to do the closest to the dollar activities, the revenue producing activities, and they have a listing partner. They have a whole marketing department. We have a videographer on staff. We have a runner that does all of our signs and lot boxes. We have all of the systems, the call systems, everything to generate the business and opportunities. And I could go on and on of all of the tools and resource they have. We cover the signage and everything. And so they plug into a seat, and certainly they can work their own sphere as well. But whether they do or don't, they are, I mean, I have agents so far this year. We are just a little past halfway mark of the year. And I have agents that have closed 20 deals already. There are big names in our market. They're big names in our market. I look at MLS and I'm like, oh my God, they've only closed like 4 deals. Hadn't had one since March. Like, what's happening? And our market is down 30% year over year for closings. You know, the number of closings we had this year compared to last, it's down. Our business is up. We are 60% up from last year. We're up. I mean, yeah. I have agents closing. I have one that's closing 9 transactions in September. 9 already, like 9. We are so busy, and the agents, like, they're mopping it up. I wish I could get the word out there even to some other top producers in our area. Like, you have no idea what we've got built over here. It is.
You wish you could get the word out there. Let's get it out there, lady. Come on.
They're working on it, but it's like you really have to get face to face and say, listen, let me explain to you. Like, they have no idea the intricacies of what is built here. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in our market anywhere. I mean, even like from the listing value point, we have a listing partner that goes on the appointment with an agent. They do not go on appointment alone. They have basically an assistant that attends with them, who is taking all the notes and has the toolkit with all the supplies. We have a dialed in listing process, very like white glove feel. We do home prep services. Our listing partner coordinates all of that. Our listing partner coordinates production day, and we have client concierge text lines where the entire group can see what's happening. It is very much a well-oiled machine. And even to the point where we have our whole entire staging arsenal and movers. When we have a vacant property we list and we're like, hey, we're going to stage this. And the listing agent doesn't have much to do with that process other than they show up like a physician would, meeting the patient, which would be the client, the seller, and give like the diagnosis, which is this is how much the home should be priced at. This is what we would do for a custom marketing plan for you. And then they hand it off, boom, okay, listing partner rolls with it, and they move on to the next thing. So they're able to produce the super high volume without getting stuck in the tiny details of getting that done, because we have a whole team that does that.
Suneet, did you see the listing bags when we were in Baton Rouge?
No, man, I didn't. I saw him bring them out. I saw him bring it out. I'll come see him next time. But yeah. I was like pacing on. I think I was on the phone, dude. Like, wasn't I in the back room on the phone like half that day? I was grinding.
You're hiding from the humidity, I think.
Yeah.
It is a little bit warm in Baton Rouge.
The listing partner, I like it. It's who even does that? Before, like, I don't know anybody else who tell us about all the admin staff you have right now, because to have a listing partner on this, it just sounds like a lot to me. So I'm just trying to conceptualize it, and I'm going to take some notes because I think it's money. So tell me about the admin.
Okay, sure. So I have I'll kind of give you a real quick insight. I had this ego about me. I saw this girl who was doing transaction processing, and I was like, third-party company. I would never hire a third-party company. I'm going to interview her, and I'm just going to be like, look, I got her in here to meet with me about her company, really, but I was going to just like recruit her and get her in-house. So she lays out this like catalog type thing of everything that they do, and that she's a broker and understands the process. She's sold before and still sells a little bit, but has all these systems to run the transaction process. I'm big on being proactive and not reactive, and communicating with our clients before they have to ask a question. We already know what they're going to ask, and we try to get it to them before. And so she was very much in tune with that concept and philosophy. So when she laid it out to me and was like, I will hire people under me, to do all these transactions, and I knew the volume, grow to where you're going, right? Not to where you are. I knew the volume that I desired to have. And I knew that if I just hired one little person in-house to handle all of our transactions, they would crash and burn, or I'd have to have another person on salary and another person. And so with hers, it's a fee per transaction, and she brands everything to our system, and she works right alongside of us. And so that is one big piece. And she has people under her that she manages. I never have to worry about like a TC being out for sick day, or they need a vacation. And I'm like, oh, we got 28 deals that came in, and who's doing it, right? I can't do that with my business. So that was a big piece for us. That was a huge move. Got rid of an in-house and have the third-party company that we've partnered with. So that's one of our
third party. I mean, I have in-house. I have third party. There's wins in both situations for sure.
Yeah. So with that, so we have her, and then we also have, because I have a client concierge text line. We use Follow Up Boss. We have a company line that we use to communicate with our buyers, our buyers too, but with our clients, sellers, and when somebody, so have you ever been to like a Four Seasons or something where they have the concierge text line, and any of them can sign off, right? You're like, hey, I need to know where dinner reservations, and they'll answer you, and it might be this person, but it's the same one point of contact, one phone number that you have, but multiple people observe it and can respond. So we have that system within our organization. So TC can see it, our operations, our listing, our marketing, the agent who's designated to the client. So whoever can jump in. So with that said, I do have a girl sitting in-house who is licensed, who does more of, we call it like our client care coordinator. So she kind of keeps that communication with the concierge text line, with transactions, and with the team to make sure that's a link in the chain, to make sure that there's a connection there, that things don't fall through the cracks. She helps TC. She is kind of in-house TC, but she's just kind of a supporting role to where we have that in-house, but more client care. Okay, she'll schedule like termite inspections and inspection stuff that the TC doesn't do, help write contracts and addendums for the agents and stuff that TC doesn't do. TC is like contract to close, but if there's something more in depth that needs to be done, she can do that. So we have that licensed person in-house. We also have a person who's licensed, and we consider her our marketing director. She has a number of roles. If we need new signs, ordered marketing materials, business cards, setting agents up for their photos. She goes to production days. She helps with staging. She coordinates movers. She also can step in as a listing partner when we have a bunch going out. She's also trained as listing partner. So she does a lot of roles, but her main seat on the bus is in the marketing role. Anything that's to do with marketing, MailChimp's the weekly emails, any of that kind of stuff would be her. She posts on social, that.
Does she manage the content?
So we have a videographer who, yes and no. We have a videographer on staff. I have an exclusivity agreement with him. He cannot work for any other real estate company. You pay him consistently. It's not a per job. It is a annual guarantee. And
so
he's
1099. Is he 1099?
1099. I don't tell him where to be. He doesn't have hours. He's
love that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's 1099. And so anyway, he provides a lot of the content that we use for our advertising. So when he shoots a listing, he gives us the whole entire package of video to use, which would include vertical orientation, like the speed through type videos. He does the vertical clips.
He does great.
To make reels, big horizontal. Anyway, we have a company Dropbox. All the agents share from that Dropbox, but she'll also take that and create stuff for our posts, and she's posting that stuff that we have for her. Sometimes we have a graphics design person that is also outsourced who does some of the graphics. She'll partner with her to design it, and then marketing director will post it. We also have our number one listing partner is very much my right hand and also more of like an operations manager. She is second to me. So she is helping with when we have issues with like website or we're onboarding, seller lead, we're dealing with follow-up ball stuff. She handles all the like tech and kind of operations of the company. She's my soundboard when I'm talking like, do we hire, do we fire, do we need more people? But she's our listing.
Is she the brown hair girl or the blonde hair girl?
Katie with the dark hair. Yeah, okay. She's long, dark hair.
She was at the house.
Yeah, she was at the house. So she does the listing partner role and has done that alongside with me. She's been with me side by side for so long that it's that synergy where it clicks, where you finally like, she says something, I was like, I'm thinking exactly the same thing, or I say it, she was like, I was about to say that. Like we're the same. It's amazing, same page thing.
That's hard to get to. That takes time.
Yes. I mean, she's just spent a lot of time with me. So we have her, and then I have a runner who is also, he's 1099. He's licensed, so he's showing
more 1099s, please.
Yeah. He's showing partner. He's a licensed real estate agent. He can open doors for clients. He can open the door for inspectors, termite guys, video production, photographer. He also does all of our signs and lock boxes and riders and all of that. So he does all of that. And then we have.
Is he a young kid or what?
What's that?
Is he a young kid?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he is. He's got a family. Yeah, I would say young. I don't know. I feel like I'm young. Am I young? Do you consider me young?
I do.
Okay.
But I mean, is he a kid? Is he like 22 or is he like?
Yeah, I think he's probably 40. Is that young? 40 something?
Yes. But okay. I mean, dude, finding a good runner can be challenging, and especially 1099 is probably a side hustle for him, and he's very happy. So good for him, right? But I like that approach. I always think it has to be a young person. See, I'm learning so much. Okay.
He sells. He does sell. He's actually he's an agent with another brokerage, and I've used him for years, and I pay him on a monthly basis. He gets a once a month payment based on how much we've used him, which is a lot. I mean, it's, originally we were trying to calculate like hours and mileage, and we just know about what we do in a month. And if we have a crazy big month of listings and all, I'm paying him more. So he's good. We also have our kind of like part-time catch-all. She puts stage and furniture together. She runs, she updates anything that any of my other administrative staff needs. She's kind of like, she's in college. She comes in just whenever, and they run her all over the place. She's everywhere. So we have her, and who else am I missing? 5 or 6 of them. And,
is it the one listing manager, or is there more than one listing manager?
Oh, so here's what we did. So I have the marketing girl that steps in as listing as well. And I have my main listing partner. Okay. Those two. So we have a process on our agents being certified listing agents or non-certified listing agents. Okay. Non-certified, they're all listing agents. They can take listings, but non-certified has to take a certified listing agent with them to the appointment. So that's your 2 people. So you kind of, if you're non-certified, you're almost like the listing partner assistant. You're taking notes, you're learning, you're listening to what the certified listing partner is saying in terms of objections and pricing and what we do in terms of the value that we offer and the custom plan and expectations, all of that. So there's always 2 people in a listing appointment. So if a non-certified person brings a listing forward, certified has to go with them. The certified listing agents can bring our listing partners that I was telling you, like are the ones that are in that role until they're certified, right? Until the non-certified are certified, then they'll take in our main listing partners with them.
So, Brittney, how many of them are you taking, or are the listing partners taking?
What do you mean? The listing partners don't. The listing partners who are their W-2, they do have a license, but they do not sell. They're strictly there as a supporting role. So they don't take listings or paid on listings. You're paid a salary.
Okay.
So, but the agents are obviously getting compensated. If they're non-certified, they're splitting their portion, but the agent's portion with a certified agent. But if a certified agent takes the listing, they're not splitting their portion with anyone. They just have a listing partner with them, but the listing partner is paid by the company.
Okay.
See, so right, everybody listening and watching, like, that's a great process. Good job. So is that the entire admin staff?
Yeah, so I guess that's 5 or 6 of them. Lately, we've been discussing potentially bringing on maybe a VA, but I don't have that yet, just to do some miscellaneous things while they're getting busier. My idea for that would be that we would want them on screen, like in the same room as our administrative team, like all day long. They would just be there.
Sure.
And they're working together. Like the person's almost in the office, but they're just virtually in the office to handle like, okay, can you upload that listing? Can you email so-and-so back? Just the little things that
do me a favor. Do me a favor. Don't hire another person until you hire 1 VA or 2 VAs.
That's where I'm at. Next is VA for sure. Next is VA. 100%.
And if you get 1, just get 2, because 1 ain't going to make it.
Yeah. One's going to fail. Yeah.
Well, for sure, you got to top grade. Make it competitive. I got 1 job and 2 of you. Let's see. And that's when you see with anybody. So I'm an agent in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Sonny the Baton Rouge agent. That's me. And where am I going to find out about opportunities at Brittney Pino and Associates?
So typically, I'd like for the agent to reach out to me directly so that we can schedule a discovery meeting. I do like to meet face-to-face if it seems like it would be a good fit. And so they would just reach out to me directly. And I've had them text me. I've had them message me on Facebook. They can definitely get in touch with me in a number of ways. And so reach out and we'll schedule a confidential discovery meeting and see if it would be a fit. Typically, we like to hire agents with a bit of experience because we go fast. We've got a lot of our processes and systems. So if I'm having to go back and just teach like, this is a purchase agreement, this is, it's too much of a learning curve for us. We do things at a really high level, and that's kind of an overused term, but that is just what we do. So I need people to be a few years into business and have had a number of closings and volume to understand at least the process that we can improve that and plug them in so they can, get to work immediately.
Sure. So I came from some franchise team and nothing wrong with that, but I came from a franchise team and I've sold 7 houses in the last 2 years.
Maybe. I mean, there's a number of things there's a number of things that we look for. It may not just, it's not just solely based on experience. It is spirit of contribution. It is, are you coachable? It is positive, adaptable. There's a number of things that we look for to see if they are representing our brand. Do they present themselves professionally? Can they communicate? Do they communicate well? Are they articulate? Are they strong? Have a command and have an authority about the way that they present themselves, but also are coachable. There's a lot of things that I'm looking for that would be a fit, which is also why we grow at the pace that we grow. We're not for everybody, and everybody is not for us. Okay.
I really like that. How do you figure out if that person is all those things?
Initially it's a meeting. Sometimes I have to meet them a couple of times. I'm like, I need to do this in 2 parts. I have had that. And I've done a few where I've been like a little unsure about, but I still feel like maybe. And so I meet them a second time and I'm like, I'm going to do this. And even so, I've told them I'm going to hire you on like a 90-day trial period. I'm going to see how you do. These are our expectations. This is what you'll have to do to be here, and kind of plug them in to see if they're a fit. And there's been a couple that I've hired here recently that I told them, I said, I love them. I love them. I'm like, I am so glad I did that. I hate that I was like, I don't know. And I brought them on. I'm like, they are such a perfect fit. I just feel like they're going to do really, really well here.
Do you ever have anybody else come in for second interviews?
Yeah. I have.
No, like your ops gal. Your ops manager? Do you have her come in and meet with the person too?
Sometimes I'll have them meet. Maybe it's not like where they sit in, or if I'm really unsure, I've had them sit in. It's not standard procedure, but if I'm questioning, I still might bring that person in or bring the ops manager in to like have some type of interaction with them. Like, what did you think? If I'm a real big question mark, but I feel like I know what I'm looking for and what I feel is a proper representation of the brand. So I feel capable of making that decision.
Good. Fascinating. Yeah. Right? Preston is so fascinating. Yeah. I'm learning so much.
Yeah. The one thing I want, expectations, like what are the expectations of the agent when you bring them on?
Yeah. So I wish I had the sheet available. I could grab, but anyway, thank you, Preston, your advice. We moved everybody over to Follow Up Boss to really work in Follow Up Boss. We had another CRM that we were working in that supports our website, but once I put them into Follow Up Boss, the leaderboard and the reporting and everything is just, oh my God, it's amazing. It has changed my business. And so thank you for that.
Yeah. Well.
But we wanted to see what for our group points were realistic. We like them to do the points basis, like every month, how many points. And so in July, I ran a competition. I'm like, whoever gets the most points is going to get, a reward at the end of the month. And so I just want to see with the competitive edge that they have, what they could do. I had one that hit 15,000 points in 2 weeks of July. He was in San Diego and didn't work. He got that the first 2 weeks and then basically went to San Diego, was like, good luck, everybody, getting counted.
What's his name? I like that guy.
David, yeah. He came in and spoke.
He came in and spoke. Yeah.
He did. And so he got 15,000 points and was our winner. So it kind of gave me an idea of what they were capable of. I'm like, okay, if he was gone 2 weeks, they could easily hit 20,000 points if they were really committed, but I'm not going to make it there. So I just took yours. I did 8,000 because I looked at everybody, life and everything. I'm like, okay, 8,000, that is the bare minimum. So what I tell them is like, listen, you won't be fired necessarily. We're going to be looking at other things. And I do fire agents, unfortunately. I do that. I mean, if you're not committed and you're not working, you're taking up a seat on our bus, like you're out, somebody else is serious about their business is going to take your seat.
Whatever you need to do for your business. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And so 8,000 points minimum. And if you don't hit your minimum, then you're going to be off of like the calls and claiming leads and things like that. So you will have to work your leads that you do have until you hit 8,000 points, and then you can get back on of like the stuff that is low hanging fruit, if you will. So
where is that? Is that visible somewhere in the office where they can see it?
Well, we talk about that literally every day. They're screenshotting, we have group text. They watch that leaderboard like crazy. Yeah. So yes, it is very much spoken and understood.
Yeah. So we have our streaming to a TV right beside the contract board.
But how do you do it with the appointments subtracted? Do you have a math problem in there?
Anything.
Yeah,
but he does.
No, it doesn't subtract anything, but they still know that they see the appointments on there, right? So it's every day they log in, they walk in there and they see if somebody has zeros, somebody's getting called out.
Yeah,
you see it all the time. There's no hiding from it. Like it's right.
We did 12,000 appointments or 12,000 points with the appointments, and I got some agents with like who crushed it, 40,000 points, like crazy shit. And today, actually, we're filming this on the 25th of August. Today has been 1 month since we've implemented that. Because I was based on conversion. And if you're average, then you can stay on. What's that do? It supports the damn average. It doesn't increase the average. So I said, either you're converting at double the average or hitting 12,000 points if you're staying on leads.
Yeah.
That's how you raise the darn average. Okay, so good.
So expectations, like good. Open house, like they all have to do at least like, I think it's like one open house a month minimum. We expect them to show their face. We want them in the office. We want them on the phones. There's a whole list, but those are like my big non-negotiables. Like if you want to be here, you've got to work. I'm sorry.
So you guys run leads then? You guys doing leads down there?
I don't pay for leads, but I do have leads coming in. Yes.
Well, you do GLS or something, right?
Yeah, it's online. It's yard sign. We are doing the seller lead campaigns, generating seller leads through what's the guy's name?
Fellow.
Yes, and also we're doing a little bit of the PPC with seller leads for different websites. So we're getting stuff from all different directions. And thank you, Suneet. We have linked it all together so that it is an organized process. So you taught me this. So every single source has a different, phone number. Yard sign has a number, and an online has a number. Facebook has a number. Whatever. Right? Every source is a mailer is a number, and so the calls come in, and we have certain agents turned on. I would say the majority of them, unless they're off of leads, and all of their phones ring at the exact same time, and they race to answer. So we're not like having some come into the office and then we're cherry pick and choosing who gets what lead. Like, hey, speed to lead. If you're available and you're ready to work, you're working, you answer the phone and you get it before someone else gets it, it's yours. And then the same thing with the leads we turned on, follow balls, click to claim. So they have to be right there, claim it, right away. And so all of it's linked. And so we love the system too, with the calls coming in, the call being recorded, it's transcribed, it's immediately linked to the CRM for them to be able to follow up. And there's none of this, agents aren't going to do it, but there's none of this like taking the call and you're like writing on an envelope from your car and then later having to go and input it into the database. You'll never do that. And so the systems have made a huge difference too, because we can see how many calls we're getting a month. Did they follow up with the lead? What did the person say? And all of that. But yeah, we don't pay for leads, but we have all these systems that stuff is coming in. We have way more than we can handle right now. Way more.
Look at that, everybody. Are you guys listening and watching this? The phone just blows up, folks. That's what you want, right? That's what you want.
The phone rings at least 100 times a month is our average right now. 100 times. We have 10 agents.
Yeah, perfect.
Phone, and not every call, like, listen, I'll be honest. Sometimes the call is like, hey, I own a landscaping company, or hey, I want to intern with your company, or something like junk call. But then a lot of them are, come list my house. I'm looking to buy. What do I do? And it's great. Then we have, our website stuff. We're getting probably 400 a month from that. And some of them are seller inquiries, showing requests.
You have 400 organic leads a month?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. What's the URL?
Well,
What's the URL for your website so people can go look at your 400 organic leads a month?
Baton Rouge Home Pros, BatonRougeHomePros.com.
I love it. How long have you had that site for?
I launched it when I opened my firm in 2020. Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, this is like fire content. I have a page of notes. I have a page of notes here. I love
Brittney, you had something recently, something big happen.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's how it's going. Good. Thank you.
What was it?
A big purchase.
What did you just do? That got like the most viral post ever.
If they really want to find you.
Okay. Yeah. I bought my building and some adjacent space so that we could grow, being that our business is up and we are out of space and we're hiring people. We had actually collapsed our conference room and took out the conference table, and we have agents in there, call it like the bus, because it's like a rectangle room. And the way that I set the desks along the wall, it mirrors, or looks like bus seats, just one behind the other.
That's funny.
And they're making calls. And I'm like, guys, just thank you for your patience. I'm working on more space. And when they have to meet clients, like they boot me out of my office. I have a great office that has chairs in front and you can screenplay on the TV and all this. And so they'll secure my office. So I'm booted out. They have meetings here, and we've just been rocking like that, busting at the seams for a little while. And so last Friday I closed. I purchased the space that I'm in, so we don't have to move.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So in an adjacent space, so I'll go from my 1,300 feet that I've been rocking with my 15 people to 3,200 feet and a little breathing room. So we're so excited about that.
More than double. I'm so proud of you for that.
Yeah.
Like, way to go. That's amazing.
I'm working on my cost seg. I'm like, let's do this. I'm making this a good investment. Let's go. My cost seg application went in yesterday. I'm like, come on. I'm not wasting any time.
She has so much going on. She forgot she didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah, she's so busy doing so much.
I'm like, oh yeah, that building I've offered. You know what? Listen, I will say I'm super proud of myself. That is my personal biggest purchase that I've ever done, like by myself. It was $900,000. And I mean, I'm just as far as I've come, from an agent starting out in the business at 20 years old to today, I'm excited for where I am. I'm proud of where I am. Certainly have big dreams for where I'm going, and super excited for the future. I'm not where I want to be at the end, but right here, I'm super happy for what I've accomplished this far.
Dude, you're a rock star. Like, I can't wait to just be your friend and watch you continue to kill it, honestly, right? Like, that's the only way is up. So awesome. If people want to find you or send you a referral, how do they do it?
Yeah, so BrittneyPino.com. Super easy. You can Google Brittney Pino. You can find us there. You can call, text, email. We are everywhere. We have a Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. I mean, just Brittney Pino. Just type it in your Google and it will lead you to us.
Awesome. Well, Preston, any final thoughts?
No, man, this has been great for sure.
It's been great. Yes.
Up.
Yeah, it's great to catch up in this format and share it with all our great viewers and listeners. So if you did get something out of this, let me start over there. If you did get something out of this episode, share it with a friend who is hustling, who wants to be inspired, who wants to learn about some sick systems, honestly. Like, for a non-techie person, your systems are sick, right? So, share it with a friend. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Reside Podcast. Peace.
Thanks, guys.